Good morning, YouTube. Just doing some beta trials here, so we're still just trying to make sure we have everything set up correctly to do our streams. You will see us trade and interact with each other, but this is not representative of the show that we will be doing, a couple times a day going forward once we get everything squared away. Right. Take a look here at the special briefing.
Good, man.
Hey, good morning. How
How
you
you
doing?
doing? Doing all right.
Okay. All right. Last night,
You
I
had you guys make out.
uh I think AB did okay. Um I had I think two or three small trades that did okay, the small trades that I profited in.
Right.
And then I got into a bad sell and lost 200. But then
Okay.
right before the end of the session, I made that back and I ended the night at break even zero.
Okay. That
Yeah,
sucks, but hey,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. Just
Good morning, guys.
hey, good morning,
So
Rock.
rock.
How you doing?
All right. Did it pick up at all, or was it still like kind of slow?
No, it picked. I mean, there was a nice drop. You can see if you look at a 5 or 15-minute chart, um, right around
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
right around 8:45, it started to drop. Then it went back up, and then it dropped again. And it was on that second drop that I made the money back.
Right. Right.
Let's see.
Did you have a good night last night, Mike?
No, no, I didn't. I didn't make any money. I didn't lose any money, but I made
Oh,
five. I placed 5 trades,
uh-huh.
so I ended up break even for that session.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
yeah. All right, so it looks like price right now is just above the DPP and below the DM3. And on the 15-minute chart, we are in an uptrend, as we are, I believe, here on the 5-minute chart, the same. The hourly chart, we are in a slight downtrend still. So we'll see if that changes. But for our short-term trades right now, it looks like on the 1-minute chart, we're also in a downtrend. US dollar is slightly stronger than gold. And right now, though, we have 66% of retail traders are long. Yeah, so it looks
Yeah.
like we have more room to run up than down right now because of the pivots just below us, the DPP and the WPP.
Right.
We've been above those pivots since about 3:30 this morning, so no reason to think that we will come below that unless some bearish momentum picks up here. But it looks like it could. It looks like the gold is weakening against the dollar slightly. What do you think, Tono?
Okay. Yeah. Right now, it looks like it's a downtrend, but I think those pivots are holding it.
Yeah.
And until we see something breaks above it, we're either stuck and consolidated, or we're hopefully we can get some momentum on the upside and trade up today. We can break these pivots.
We did just break below the DPP, but hard to tell what the Renko wants to do here.
That's even worse because this gets stuck between the 3309 and W weekly pivot and the daily pivot. We could be stuck in the 2-pip range consolidation.
Yeah, exactly.
And not see anything happen. Yeah. All right.
Music too loud, guys?
It's pretty good.
No, it's good.
That social trader tool, that's the copy trader. Is that a one-time fee?
I think it's yearly,
Yearly?
or you can pay monthly. I think you can do either. Google has a new animation AI editor or AI bot.
Okay.
And you can tell it, like, create a scene where, you know, a Jeep is driving through a forest road, and the people in the Jeep are shooting at the pursuers on motorcycles who are also shooting at them. And it comes up with a very realistic, you know, image of that. Not image, you know, short clip of that.
A clip? Really?
Clip.
Wow.
Yeah, and people who've seen it are like really worried for the you know, some of the businesses of film editor, you know.
Oh yeah.
And you can have it. You can say, you know, come up with a scene of a reporter interviewing random people in Times Square, and it will come up with that. And
Do they look like real people though?
they look like real people, like you would have, you can tell a little bit, but as it advances, it's going to get harder to tell.
That's going to be like that movie Simone, I think.
Yeah. I
You
remember
know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
Where they took an artist's image and
Yeah.
just created her artificial, she didn't have to do any more movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of actors are up in arms
Yeah,
about.
that's what the whole strike was about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Still can't believe how Elon Musk just ruined a brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just destroyed a brand that was like just unbelievable.
I think he's divested his portfolio so much that he won't field up.
No, I think he's making $8 million a day or $800 million a day from the government contracts.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money. It's so blatant, it's insane.
Meanwhile, the government's canceling contracts with Harvard, so we're not going to have good research now.
Yeah. Priorities, right? Yeah.
Exactly. It's getting to a point where it's just hard to understand, like, the people who support him. Like, why? What are they, just your average common American who supports him. Like, what are they getting out of this deal? Yeah, we're pushing below the WPP. And we are through this resistance on the one. This looks like a sell. What do you guys think?
Wait, I was just reading your article for today. Where's my secret mouse? Oh, yeah. All right, that's good stuff.
Oh, I published an article today. I have this set up on auto-publish.
Nice.
So I don't know what the... check.
Like no momentum behind it, though.
No.
back up to the pivots.
Yep. All right, looks like gold and the yen are diverging and down. Or I mean, the dollar and the yen are diverging, going down. Got the top 4 red on FX trend display. Dollar seems to be gaining strength against gold. Gold isn't weakening much, but the dollar's gaining strength. 71% of retail traders are long. That means we might be going short. But we're back up above the WPP.
Yeah.
Well, there's news at 2 p.m. All right. Well,
Yeah, we have an orange folder, I think, at 10? Yeah.
10, yeah. But a red one at 2.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're back up above the DPP. Or just barely pushing above it.
It was a magnet.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's hanging right around these pivots, there isn't much we can do.
Yeah.
One minute for the hourly candle.
Yep.
You trading without us, Tono?
No, I'm actually writing a trading journal for ChatGPT.
Oh.
I just read your thing and you just brainstormed me. um, yeah. I just want to see what it shoots back out at me. I'm interested now because I'm journaling by hand,
Yeah.
right, off of a Excel sheet. And I realized why am I not using ChatGPT to journal? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I use TradeZilla, but I take notes. So what I do is I take notes during the session by hand on my iPad.
Okay.
I use an Apple Pencil. This one, and then my journal by hand, I can hit a little button here on my iPad that says transcribe, so it will read my hand notes and put it into text.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Then I take that text and I plug it into ChatGPT and I say write a journal entry for me, and it does. And I review it, and then I plug that into TradeZilla, and that's my journal entry for the day.
Maybe I should start doing that. You know what I mean? That seems easy enough. All right, we're back down past between the two main pivots, right?
Yeah, we're exactly. We're back just below the DPP, but still above the WPP.
Okay, so it's probably easy for me to do it your way. Yeah.
I really like TradeZilla. It's and here I am advertising for them on YouTube. We're streaming right now. TradeZilla is not a sponsor, but I really like their product. It's a good journaling product, and you can really see the details of your trades.
Good. And we also support the boom boom stick. It wakes you up in the morning.
Be right back.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's gonna be not selling yet. I'll be right back. Okay. Feels so empty without me.
Just repeated itself.
Yep. It just put the coda in Miakoda. Coming back below the WPP again now. Okay, now we're coming below the WPP a little harder.
Coming up to a swing low.
Yep. Ooh,
Okay.
there went that swing low.
Which might be a sell.
It might be.
36. I'm in too.
Renko looks like it wants to come up.
Yeah, a little bit. You're out?
Yep. Not putting up with that crap.
Where the retail traders?
68% long.
That was fake out.
Sorry, I missed that trade.
You didn't miss nothing.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a nice buy.
Yeah. Right back to the daily.
Yep.
That was kind of a weird trade.
You're still holding?
I'm still holding. I'm getting ready to get out of it. What's the FX trend telling you?
Top one green, next two red, next two green, next two red, last two green.
All mixed up.
1 minute for the COMEX open.
It's comics.
Yep.
Right back to the WPP, give or take.
Yep. Kind of bouncing between the two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not really. It is going through them all the way up until now. Now we're back below the WPP. It's gonna let you out with profits.
Probably not. Probably just let me out.
What's your morning beverage of choice there, Tono?
I can only drink water, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A slow day, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In every way. Spot, futures, you name it.
Wants to come down a little bit when it's
Yep.
creeping.
Overall, it seems to be wanting to stay in the downtrend, though. Even though that was a fake out, it did form a lower low.
Yeah.
I guess depending on what it does now, that was not a lower low. That was a higher low. If we get a probably get a lower high here, though. Trying to reprogram my brain so
Do
that
what?
so that loss that I just took,
Mm-hmm.
feels more like a fee. It's what I pay to my system, and just remember that my system is profitable. And so
Right.
even if I take the right setups and I take the losses small enough when they go against me, that overall my system is profitable. That on my next A setup, I'm going to take the trade. And again, if I take the loss, as long as I limit that loss, I know that next A setup is going to pay me. It's going to be okay. And if I just reprogram my brain for that, then those losses don't feel or won't feel as painful. They'll just feel like part of the plan.
Yeah, but the thing is, you did the right thing. The setup was right.
Yeah.
It just didn't follow through on its own. And for that, it shouldn't be painful. You know what I mean? You didn't break
Right.
any rules. The
Right.
fact that you got out early is a good thing too. So you shouldn't feel anything on that. It was just part of doing business.
Right. Exactly.
It's just part of doing business, and the market does what it wants to do when it wants to do it.
Yeah.
Nothing we could do about it. You can do everything right, and it can still go against you. So just write it off.
You still in?
I'm still in. Yeah.
That was the 30 seconds ago was the 8:30.
The 8:30.
Yeah.
Hitting this swing high. Let's see if it goes above it. This thing doesn't want to move at all, man.
No.
What I am seeing, it wants to creep up.
Yeah.
The gold is stronger than the dollar now.
Yeah, gold is Just kind of doing its own dance here through life. 19 minutes ago, we had some news here on Trading View.
Okay.
It says gold steadies ahead of Fed minutes. Gold held steady around 33.10 per ounce on Wednesday after 2 days of losses, as investors awaited the Federal Reserve's meeting minutes and upcoming U.S. inflation data for clues on interest rates. Despite signs of improving economic sentiment and progress in trade talks, markets stayed cautious. The Fed's preferred inflation gauge, the core PCE index, is due Friday. Fed officials, including New York Fed President John Williams, have stressed the need to act decisively if inflation strays from target. Now, I suppose that means if inflation strays from target, that means that they will look to raise interest rates as opposed to holding steady and certainly not lowering them. The Fed has kept interest rates at 4.25 to 4.5% since December, balancing inflation control with ongoing market uncertainty, partly fueled by President Trump's unpredictable trade stance. Gold remains up over 25% this year, supported by safe haven demand amid concerns over the U.S. deficit, global trade tensions, and geopolitical risks in Ukraine and the Middle East. I can't imagine they're going to raise interest rates. But I guess that's what the Fed chair from New York, John Williams, thinks. We'll find out tomorrow in the meeting notes.
Didn't Trump want them cut?
Yeah.
Trump wants them cut, yeah.
Yeah. And that's for his base, you know.
Doing any XAU trading, guys?
No, not tonight. Not today. Just nothing really happened yet. You want me to call if I do?
Yeah, if you do, please do.
Yeah. Back to the pivots.
These last 2 weeks have been pretty calm, pretty boring.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but then I actually look back and I made some money and then I managed to lose some money, so it couldn't have been that calm.
But it's been boring, even though the money was there.
Yeah.
Even XAU is like pulling teeth today.
Yeah, there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
What was the high of the day since we sat down? Do you know?
Yeah, it was, hang on. Right at 7:30 was 3315.2 on the spot chart.
33.15.
Yeah. Back below the daily pivot.
Leave a breakthrough.
Where's your entry, Tono?
I'm in at 3304. So I'm about 280 down right now. I let it go a little further than what I would have liked it to go, but I got some wiggle room because I'm above equity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I know it's been playing at those two pivots with no momentum, I really don't think that it would go and break it with momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So more than likely, it's at least come back down to get me out with a much lower loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could be wrong. It might turn around and just explode up. Then I'll have to get out with a nasty loss. Like at 240 now.
That's a full contract, right?
That is the full contract. Yeah. Doesn't want to do anything, just sticking on these pivots. It's pissed me off.
Yeah.
We can't even trade and be clean. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a boring day in the neighborhood.
Oh, it
A
is
boring
boring.
day for a neighbor.
But that's part of the game, man. You
Yep.
know, you can
You know
conquer your
that sound
boredom.
effect you play? It's so
That's
boring.
boring.
Yeah.
I finally watched that episode of Killing Eve.
Oh.
So we're watching over the weekend. I was like, oh my God, that's the sound effect. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Yeah, it is. Jodie Comer, the actress, has a
Yeah.
dog that she named Villanelle.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the second season went to my graduate school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you guys been over here making money, huh?
What's up, brother? It's a boring day so far, but it's all good. So you made out all right last night, huh?
Yeah, but I went back in and lost a little bit.
Oh, you went back in after your mic got off?
Yep.
Oh, no.
A lot more movement today.
There's really nothing happening right now, man. Since we got on that 745, there was one faked out move. Other than that, it's been like stale. Stuck between these pivots.
Tono's been holding a trade for, let's see. That trade started at 8:13.
And I refuse to give it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't judge that.
Yeah, no judgment. No judgment. I can't judge anyone.
Well, I've
I
held
am-
them.
I am the mess up in chief.
I've held them longer and lost more money, Tono. That helps.
Yeah.
One day we're going to look back and say, remember when Mike used to hold those trades?
It's just stuff. Look at the 1 minute Hakanashi, the 5 minute Hakanashi,
Yeah.
and the Renko. It's just like, ugh.
Yep. We've got 8 minutes for the 9 o'clock candle.
I could have stayed in bed for this.
Yeah. You believe it? AB's up at, what is it, 5:50? No, I guess that's not too early.
Yeah, 550.
No, I got up at 3, and then I'm like, okay, I got another hour 45 minutes.
Huh.
Then 4 o'clock, my alarm went off at 4. I'm like, okay, 45, and then I kind of overslept.
Well, you got determination.
Yeah.
Our dog sleeps in the bedroom on her own little pillow bed on the floor. And without fail, about 6:15 max every morning.
She's up.
She's up and grunting, wanting someone to pet her. Like, oh Jesus!
You feed her at that time too?
No, we feed her at 8. So she
Okay.
doesn't. She's not thinking it's breakfast time yet. It's just her time to get up, and then she thinks everybody should be up.
Right.
I mean, it works out okay because that's really mostly, that's when we wake up anyway. I guess that's what probably got her on that time schedule. But
My dog would kick me out of bed. Would literally like kick. Until I get up to go trade, and then I come back and she's in my spot. I'm like, you little. What is going on with today? I thought it would be at least some movement.
yeah, I wonder if it's just all going to happen at 2.
Yeah, I guess that's what everybody's waiting on.
Another announcement?
There's the FOMC meeting notes. And we do have an orange folder at 10 in an hour and 6 minutes from now, hour and 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, we should have something we do here on the stream in the meantime, like there's Wordle or something.
This is like a real consolidated area. So when there's consolidation, it's normally a breakout.
Yeah, and the longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout.
Yeah.
Order filled.
Somebody took a sell.
AB,
Yeah.
AB is in a
I
sell.
jumped in. I jumped in on the sell.
Okay.
And that was bad.
Yeah, there's nothing happening.
I don't know that much, but even I know that was bad.
All right, but we all hope it pays him.
But AB you hold it, you're gonna come out with money.
We'll see.
This is the first time it actually looked like it wants to come down. But because we're still in these pivots,
That's that pivot right there too.
yeah.
Tono told me yesterday that once we're all making a little bit of money, he's gonna splurge and take us all to Vegas.
To lose it all.
Yeah.
we can lose it right here.
Why go to Vegas?
Why go to Vegas? We don't need to go to Vegas. We can lose our money right here in the comfort of your own home. We should have a retreat though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Traders retreat. We'll set one up.
everyone bring their mobile setup.
Yeah.
Got a good Wi-Fi connection.
Exactly.
Rather than schedule it, over a weekend, we schedule it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Where would be a good place for the
Order
retreat,
filled.
Tono?
We go to Bali, man.
Bali?
Yeah.
Order filled.
You got out of a cell and went into a buy?
Who?
Yep.
AB.
Yep. Now it's gonna go back down.
Yeah.
Take me out.
You got 1 minute for 9 o'clock? Yeah, it's faking you out.
1 minute for 9.
1 minute for 9. 45 seconds for 9. There it is, 9 o'clock.
There's that move.
Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go.
Wow.
This doesn't want to go anywhere.
I really need to turn you guys on to watching paint dry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Exciting.
You guys didn't make any moves at what, 5:27 or was it 8:27?
Yeah, that's, or no, at 8:13.
Yeah, there was one 8:13 and then 8:27, right? Or
No,
more,
happened
8:13.
8:27.
At 8:27,
mean,
it might have
eight-
gone up, but
8:13.
at 8:13, it was coming down. Tono and I got into a cell. When it started going up, I got out. Tono's still in.
Okay, movement.
Move.
Movement.
Order filled.
Yeah, here we go.
Ah.
Order filled.
You're taking a beating, AB.
No, I just got out.
That push-up didn't make you a little nervous, Tono?
No, I haven't even been watching it. I've been watching just I'm a little nervous now looking at them at almost 400. I think I'm gonna get out in a second. But it's been here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just
Now it might have some momentum to the downside.
yeah.
There we go. Back at the pivot.
I'm not really nervous about it because it's been here all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, it's coming down.
It's coming down now.
It's coming down now.
But that spike up to 33.15, I guess you weren't watching it then.
I wasn't watching it. I was on it.
Yeah.
But even if I was, you said the high was 15, so it wouldn't have bothered me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, same move down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a sell. I should have gotten in that. But it's too late now.
Just the two.
It's just not showing enough momentum to feel confident about any of these moves.
Mhm.
The price action is just pretty bad.
Like I would get out right now if I thought I can trade and make it up, but there's no reason to get out. There's no trades, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally this would have been keeping me from making money, but it's not.
So still going down.
Order filled. Order filled.
That's you, AB?
Yeah, I got in.
Maybe he's a maverick.
We just can't seem to break this 3307 area.
Yeah.
Been here like 7, 8 times.
Well, the DM3 stopped it from going up
Ah,
Okay, there we go.
a few hours ago. But looks like it's not going to get above 3325 unless something really strange happens. And it was down at the DM2 last night.
Hmm.
So it might go there again.
my MT4 froze.
Yeah, mine is too. I'm trading without my wrinkle now, so I might as well try and get out of this trade.
Uh,
All right, we have about 15 minutes and 45 seconds for the stock market open, the equities open. Looking very green. I think yesterday was the best day in the stock market since last year or something in the S&P.
Is that right? All right, out of this shit. I got $80 profit on that.
Wow.
nice,
Holding that shit that long. Can you believe for $80?
nice, nice, nice.
So that low was what? 34 and change?
I don't know. I'm hoping that it comes back down here because I got in a sell. Are we gonna come back or what the hell?
I think it, but you're in the cell already, right?
Yeah, I'm in a sell.
Yeah, it probably won't come back by the time you need it, but let's see what it does. Let's see. Let me see. How deep are you in?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
Wondering if I should reverse.
Coming up on that swing low. The wrinkles start to point down. Oh, no.
4.5 minutes for the equity open. It's fucking embarrassing. 2 minutes. One minute. Thirty seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. There it is.
You should be in profit now, right?
Yep.
Just that quick.
Yeah, it hesitated.
Did you get out?
No. Out.
Y'all made $1 million this morning.
What's up, brother?
Big.
Now, this has been one of the slowest mornings ever.
I know. I saw. I thought y'all was off. I tried to get on about 3 times before I got on. I don't know what kept happening. I said maybe they gone.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, the only little move was from 14 down to here.
Yeah, let Mike, he's in the trade, so let him get it out of his trade first.
That is the most embarrassing fucking shit I do. God damn it. What is the matter with me?
You got out with profit though, right?
I got out with profit, yeah, but I am incapable of sticking to my goddamn rule. Pardon all my French. I just, wow. I gotta give myself the moron award.
Nah, it happens, man.
My brain is a piece of shit. Oh, man. What is wrong with me? Not only did I hold it too long, it came back and showed me $60 of profit, and I still didn't get out and let it go back against me way too far.
That's greed then.
That's what I'm saying. God damn it.
Yeah, that's greed. If you saw it came into profit and you couldn't pull the trigger, you know what I mean? You got to control that fear, emotion, and greed, because it will jack you up every time.
Oh, God. All right. I hope you guys
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna head to the gym.
all right,
man.
AB. Have
All
a
right.
good one.
Yeah, AB.
Did you trade any, man?
No, not today. I traded some last night. I put a
Okay.
couple $100 in there.
That trade was exactly 18 minutes.
You was in a trade for 18 minutes?
Yep. Yep.
That's probably a record there.
No, Tono was in one longer today already, but that was too long. Too long to be in that trade. And I feel like I need to stop myself from trading for the rest of the day because clearly I am not a well man.
If that's how you feeling, you should stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A wounded warrior, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's how you really feeling, then definitely you should stop trading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our low was what, 33.04, so now we broke it.
Yeah. Seems to want to go down now.
Get that 30 piece right there. Come on. Oh! As soon as I jump out, it dropped.
Anybody in?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a 35 piece of chicken. That's it.
You in, Tono?
No, I'm not in.
Looks like we got more volume in the market now. The Renko's moving.
It's got
I'll put 120.
that yellow line on the Renko chart that I'm afraid of.
Rock, you should be about to pass this thing, man.
What's that?
You should be about to pass this test.
I blew my account last week or 2 weeks ago or something. So I'm kind of starting fresh.
I took that right there. Oh my God.
What's the FX trend saying, Mike?
Top 4 red, next 1 green, next 2 red, net bottom 2 green.
Okay.
I think this is a sell. But we're going right into the previous day point of control, so I'm going to hold off. Well, we do have volume now to move price. That's good.
Yeah.
See what's going on here with equities. A lot of neutral.
Retail traders, where they at?
Retail traders are 69% long.
That
So
was
I'm-
the first move I thought was worth taking.
Yeah, you got out with 120. That's great. That
I
was
think
the
we'll-
right. That was
I
the big
think,
setup.
yeah, I think 140 maybe. I don't know, but it don't matter. I'm closer to equity now than I was 2 minutes
Good.
ago.
Good, good.
Take the thing. $75. Yeah, let's go.
Hmm. You know, sometimes I think I wonder how this little piano music in the background kind of keeps me calm,
Right.
and sometimes I wonder where I would be without it.
Hey, I had dinner last night with a trader. So
Yeah.
he's up $1.5 million, right? And this man said he was so stressed out trying to learn how to trade, he started having grandma seizures.
Really?
Man, I couldn't stop laughing, bro. Like, man, he said, bro. Tono, I started to call you in the middle of our conversation today. Hey, let me tell you what he did, man. He took $35,000 and put it in Bitcoin and started trading Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And what he would do was he would get on this call, basically, and he would take the signals that they would give him, and he built his account up to $1 million. Then he got in like a private group, like we are, and they would only accept $1 million to get in. He gave them $1 million, and they traded it for him. And so far, he's been able to keep 400,000. Meanwhile, you know, that's just his end. The other guys, they getting the other percentage. So it looks like he's gonna end the year out with $1 million in profit off of his million.
That's good if it's true. But I don't believe it, because who's gonna leave $1 million into a Bitcoin account?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
you know what I
vouch
mean?
for that. Yeah.
I think it's true. Here's why I think it's true, because the people that he with, I know them, and me and them do business together in real estate, you know, and so that's how I was
That's
gonna
it
do
right there. If you're making $1 million in trading, you ain't doing real estate.
And he said me and him talked about that. He don't even want to do real estate. He just like me. He want to do just trade. But what he said is he be so scared that he's after this year he's gonna pull out all his profits and just put it into a something that growing about 8 to 10% a month. You know what I'm saying?
Don't believe everything you hear, man. If you made $1 million in a year, why would you take it out and do that?
Because he said he just want to quit. He's done. He want to retire. He don't want no more stress. He said, bro, this trade had me so stressed out, man. He said he literally started having grandma seizures from the trade.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can make $1 million trading. That's not a problem. But I just don't believe anybody will leave $1 million into an account. That's what I'm saying. You can't trust brokers that much to leave your $1 million into a brokerage account. You make money, you pull it out. You make money, you pull it out.
What he did was he said he did a class for 9 months in England. And the people that taught him, or the people that's his Tono is trading his money, and he can't touch it for a year. So that's what that was his.
That sounds like a scam.
And I said they don't let you
can't touch your own money.
He said it go from December to December.
And in November, he'll never hear from them again.
Hey, I ain't want to say that to him because I ain't want to have a grandma seizure in front of me. But at that time, when he told me that he had $1 million, his mentor, following his mentor, trade, that's when I said, you know what? I'm calling Tono up right now.
Well,
and I got to start talking harder.
you can make your $1 million. You just can't leave it in your brokerage account. That just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? When he told me that, I knew he was going to say that because I already know our conversations. We had these over the years.
Yeah.
I look like we back in the buy situation. Gold need to start back moving like it was the first 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
Remember we was having them 60 and 130 day pips?
Yeah, that was a good time.
You ain't lying. Did you take a buy there, Tono?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
Where?
Right up there at 37.07. The wrinkle was telling me to do it, but it probably was a bad trade.
Oh no, it looked like it's trying to go back up to the daily 50.
Yeah, but it hit that spot and it's kind of jerking me around now.
You trade both today?
No.
So what told you to take the trade, Tono? Sorry.
The wrinkle, the way it was moving, I didn't even look at any other indicators. It was a bad trade. I should have checked myself a little bit better. I'm like 60 down now.
Yeah, I'm 70 down.
It had some little, it had a kind of a movement that it enticed me into it. It still might get me out of this trade with a couple of dollars, but it wasn't an A+ setup. That's why I didn't call it off. I'm negative now, so.
Yeah, the better trading is in the middle of the night with the Asian market or the London market, whichever one that is.
The Asian market moved last night, but not until after Tono got off. And, you know, then it gave us a little bit of money, but I don't know. This market this week and last week has just been kind of strange.
Yep. Ever since I started trading it about 3 weeks ago, the market really ain't gave it to us like I'm used to seeing. It's so up and down. It's trading troughs, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Tono, we might have to really stick to the lessons when we trade in future. Some days you just don't trade. I remember Tono telling me that. Some days you just don't trade. You ain't got to trade every day.
Yeah.
I thought I had to, man. I thought it was a regular job, bro. Ain't no way I have to show up.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to trade every day. Unless you've committed to doing YouTube streams.
No, you got to show up, but you just don't have to trade.
Right.
Yeah. You got to. I remember you used to tell me when I first started, you need to at least keep watching the market so you can stay up on what's going on. And that's huge, man. Honestly, that's probably one of the bigger things to making money in trading. You got to keep your eye on what's going on. You can't just walk away for 2 days and come back and press buy.
We lost the volume.
Yeah.
It just dudded out on us for some reason. I don't know why.
Here we have 10 o'clock coming up in a minute and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't we have a orange folder at 10?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we do. We have Richmond Manufacturing. So that's probably why volume's low right now. At 1 minute and 4 seconds, that news. Richmond Manufacturing Index. Last time it was negative 13, projected at negative 9 this time. Above 0 indicates improving conditions, below indicates worsening conditions. Tends to have a muted impact because there are earlier regional indicators related to manufacturing conditions. 15 seconds for the news. Oh, it came out early, negative 9, exactly as forecast. Weird, came out 15 seconds early.
Hmm.
Did it just turn 10 o'clock up there?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we should still, because this is all computer time. It ain't like nothing we set. Okay. Hey man, from the looks of things, I need to keep my Zoom turned off. Y'all see wood studs behind me. I'm looking at y'all stuff, man. Y'all look like y'all on Wall Street.
All we see is one stud. All we see is one stud.
I appreciate that, man. I need to hang a sheet up. I need to hang a sheet up and stuff with a skull on it.
You just got to get a Zoom background.
Yeah, put the Zoom in the back and face it toward it. Yeah. It just look like y'all way more serious than me when I look at y'all and I look at mine. Come on, Daily Pivot.
You in the trade?
Yeah. I'm in the same trade you in. Unless you got out.
No, I'm still in it.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That 150 keep hurting me. I ain't gonna lie.
Which 150?
If you jump out at 150, you know, on futures.
150 negative, you mean?
Yeah. That
Have you been jumping out, or you holding?
Nah, I've been jumping out recently.
How's it working for you?
It's 50-50 to me, because sometimes, you know, it's a little too quick.
Yeah.
But others, you know, it'll save you, like once the market continue to go down, like right now. When I start telling y'all I was at 170, now I'm down to 275. And then, you know, should I got out then? Maybe. Now that you look at it, like 150 is great now.
Yeah.
But I just have a feeling it's trying to go up. Probably kind of stuck right here for now. You know, ain't nothing going on. Candles getting small. But I'm just tired of jumping out every time I get up, get right in the equity.
Yeah.
Take a $150 loss. Now you're right back. Then you have to take another one. You just spinning your wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what really burns you up is when you take that negative loss and then turn around and come right back up. Like, oh my God, I knew I was set up right. Like it's doing now.
You took the loss on that trade?
No, $50, 45. I figured it was just pushing down to try to come back up, you know?
Yeah.
I probably should take about a $50 loss at this point, but it's trying to go up. There we go. Come on. See, I'm in that gold too. Okay. You'll take any kind of profit and get out right here, Tono, or you'll try to ride?
Yeah, because it's 10 o'clock and I'm kind of done. I'm just gonna.
There you go. There you go. Come on. Oh. I think I grabbed $1. Now watch it shoot right on up to the daily pivot like I thought it was gonna do. And there it goes.
I took $50 on it.
You took 50?
Yeah.
I think I took 10.
So I'm at 265 for the day. Where's everybody else at?
Negative 130.
Negative 130. Okay.
I don't even know my calculation anymore.
It
After
shows
I
it
took-
on your platform.
I do.
Should.
I took a loss earlier with about 20, 30 minutes ago. I took a $160 loss, which I should have just held like I just did. But I'm trying to stick to a strategy, you know?
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah.
So I took one loss for 160 and one win for 30, but that win was luck. Shouldn't count. I held that trade too long.
And the kickers, this thing finna go, I think, to 10, 33-10.
There just have not been great trades today. Tono's up. Also, via holding trades for a long time, but we have little different strategies.
Yeah, it wasn't a good trade. It wasn't a good trading day at all.
No. No.
I remember when Tono first started teaching me. I think it was, the first or second lesson. He says, now, when you get a little more experienced, you're going to have to figure out what kind of trader you are. I'm going to show you a system, but as you learn, you got to figure out what kind of trader you are. And I'm kind of at that juncture where I'm figuring out. I'm not the kind of trader I want to be, but I figured out what kind of trader I am.
That's my suggestion to you, Mike. And I know you don't want to hear this one because I've given it to you.
I do want to hear it.
All right, this is my suggestion, and it applies to everybody on here. You're trying to trade your futures account as if you know the type of trader you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just learning the type of trader you are. So my suggestion is what I tell everybody when they first start trading a live account is you take $1,000 and then you turn it into 2, and then you turn it into 4, and then you turn it into 8, and so forth. We compound it, right? It applies to futures. That's why I say you should be trading micros until you know what kind of trader you are. Until you've gotten a certain amount of equity
Right.
into the account, then you jump over to your full lot sizes. And that's when you pass the test. But now you have to figure out what kind of trader you are. You just said earlier, I don't know why I keep fucking doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you did that on a micro account, it wouldn't be so bad. You understand what I mean? It wouldn't affect the account so bad.
Right.
So as you make these mistakes, as you start to learn how to correct them, you're correcting them on a micro account. And once you've gotten all of that impact and you're now solid, then you go to your full lot and you just blow through the account like crazy and just blow it up and just make your money,
Yeah.
But you should be on a micro account right now instead of worrying about blowing or losing these big numbers, because I don't care who you are. If I take an $895 loss, I'm fucked up mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start doubting myself. And I'm going to start wondering what happened to me. You know what I mean? And you remember, and I'm not preaching to the choir, because I told you 2 weeks ago that I know I'm a better trader and I should have been able to pass that prop firm like that. But I wasn't, because the prop firm is not spot. So I have to learn how to trade this futures, because it's a different animal than spot. So what did I do? I went down to micro, right? So that my confidence doesn't get blown out the water, so that my account doesn't get blown out, right? And until I master my mindset and my strategy for futures,
Yeah.
I'm going to stay on micro, right? But the funny thing is, as I'm mastering it slowly, day by day, I'm getting closer to passing it, even on micro.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Now, when you just said if you took an $895 loss, that would shake your confidence. Are you saying that would happen to you even today?
Yeah, because for me to take an $875 loss, I've broken some rules. And if I broke some rules, then what the hell am I doing? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it feels like you exposed yourself to that by holding those trades for so long. They did come back around.
Yeah, but they never went past $400. You see what I'm saying?
Where would you have cut it?
About $400. It would have been cut. But the only reason I didn't cut it today is because the high was 33.15.
Yeah.
We never broke the high, right?
Yeah.
And where it was coming up to the high, I was at my like 400 limit. So I was almost there to cut it off, right? I was just about there, but I never had to reach it because it turned back around. So what I'm doing is I'm using my pivots. I'm not just looking at the floating number that's the loss and determining, like you're using a hard stop. Let's say it's $150. That's your hard stop.
Yep.
Right? That's not my strategy, because I don't believe futures allows you to have that strategy and come out as a winner, because it's just common principle. Your risk win ratio, right?
Yeah.
It only works if you're winning, if you go 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, right?
Yeah.
Which means if you're winning 3 times more than you're losing, that's a winning strategy.
Yeah.
If you're losing 3 times more than you're winning, that's a losing strategy, right? So where you're taking a $50 win and a $150 loss, you do that 10 times, you're out of the,
Yeah.
you got pulled out to the tide, you're drowning now, right? So I don't believe that taking a hard stop is the solution to trading futures. And my strategy now is proving that to me, right? But there also has to be a limit that you do have to stop, but that limit has to be based on factual data. And that
Where the
those
pivot
factual,
is, what the high has
where
been.
the pivots are, where the high. If you notice, I'll ask you over the course of our trading session, did anybody, because I might forget to write it down, did anybody notice what the high was at 8 o'clock when we started?
Yeah.
What the low was at 8 o'clock when we started? And as the market starts to move and the trading session starts to move on, I start to determine whether I'm close to the high. You know what I mean? I'm figuring out where the pivots are, how it's playing against the pivots, how it's playing against the high of the day, the low of the day, because all of that comes into play. If you get into a bad trade, you have to make your exit strategy based on that information. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Because had I not done that, I would have taken that loss of $80 or $150, but instead it turns into a profit of $80, right? Based on factual data, not on instinct, not on experience, just factual data that was in front of me.
Yeah.
That I said to myself, if this breaks the high of the day, then I have no choice but to get out. And I'm going to take a larger loss than if I would have taken a $150 loss. But that loss was based on factual data, not on emotions, not on a set rule. It's based on what's in front of me. Where's the market? Where's the market been? Where is it going? You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And that's why I don't believe that if you continue to trade the way you're trading, your emotions are going to get the best of you. That's why you couldn't exit when you were in profit, because you wanted more profit.
Yeah.
Right? That's fear, greed, emotions, right?
Mhm.
You know, so again, look at the high today, look at the low today, and and I tell everybody to write down what the high and the low today is before we start trading, right?
Yep,
So
that's what I do in the briefing.
Right. But exactly, that's what you do in the briefing. But you also have to look at where you are when you first start, and after the market has moved a bit, where was that high and low, right?
Yeah.
There's two different sets, right?
Yep.
And how do they apply to the pivots?
Yeah.
How are they in relations to the pivots? What is the market telling you? Because it tells us a story, right?
Mhm.
Every day it tells us a story. Pivot stopping it, you know. We saw how it played against the DPP and the WPP, right?
Yep.
And we noticed when it went down and how it came back up to the WPP and daily PP, how it played with them.
Right.
So I'm not emotional when I trade. And that's why when I can see a $400 loss, but as long as I know I'm in my trading plan, then I'm not going to get emotional about it, right?
Right.
If
Now
it
let's-
broke the daily high at that 15 and I still stuck into it and I let it go to 895, I would be fucked up because I would say, what the fuck am I doing now? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
You know.
So I really appreciate all of that. That is a great lesson, and that is all actionable. I think, you know, clearly my problem could be the system, and I take that to heart. But clearly my problem is that I can't get out when I'm supposed to get out, and that would probably happen to me at 150 negative, or when it starts breaking above the high that you're talking about. There's still an emotional component.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that one bit. That you have to control that emotion, right?
Yeah.
But I still think it's more manageable when the lot size and the loss is less.
Yeah.
Because when it's higher, you got different pressures on you than I do, right? You're transitioning from music X-ray to a trader. You've got to make it work.
Yeah.
You've got your wife that you have to prove that this has to work, right? So you got different pressures on you. I went through those pressures when I transitioned from music to trading. I had the same wife. They were saying, "What's going on?" Right?
Right. Yeah.
So I know exactly where you are in your life right now because I've been there. But I'm telling you that you have to pump the brakes a little bit, readjust the gears so that you build your confidence back up. And the only way to do that is to stop taking hits every day.
Yeah.
I'm leaving today with 265 on my full lot size and 240 on my small lots, micro account. You're going to leave today with a loss. If you left yesterday with a loss, I left with a profit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm doing differently is I'm managing my emotions, and I'm not using that hard stop based on just a hard stop.
Right.
I'm basing it on factual data that's in front of me.
Right.
Because if you say my hard stop is 150 and the pivot is 1 pip away, right? The minute you don't get out at 150, you broke your rule. And therefore, that even if you won, it didn't count.
Right.
Because you broke your rule.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So you have to figure out what kind of trader you are, but you also have to figure out what your system is, what your trading plan is. And while you're doing that, you shouldn't be trading with a full lot size.
Yeah. Yep.
Would you do that on spot gold? No. You would start with a smaller lot size until you know what you're doing, and then you would increase the lot size exponentially, right?
Yeah.
It's the same here. But the point I really want to stress is I'm going to pass my prop firm challenges with a micro account. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
because every day I'm putting anywhere from $200 to $500 to $800 in.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm a better trader.
Yeah.
It's because
Yes, it is.
I don't think it is. I think that I just have my emotions in control, and I don't get high on my own supply, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I showed you yesterday, I showed you my spot gold and I showed you my futures. And I don't even realize until I'm done for the day that I've made those nuts, because it didn't feel like I made them.
Right.
They just happen to pile up one on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm over $500, but it wasn't like, oh man, I made $500. I'm making 150. I'm making like E-Man. E-Man's got to get his emotions in check. He's, oh, I made 50. I made 200. Oh man, that's not what trading's about. Trading's about sitting down and getting up, and you did your day. You know what I mean? You just did your day, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? If you are in a constant state of what's the word? Excitement because you're winning, or if you're in a constant state of anger and confusion because you're losing, then your emotional, psychological mind ain't right for trading yet. Right. When I go back to bed, my wife said, "How you doing?" I said, "I did all right." Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go, "Hey, I made $7,000. I made $1,000. I made this." You know what I mean? Because it's like you're supposed to make it. That's what you're doing it for. I had an argument with one of my brothers, and he said something about, "I take care of my kids." And he's saying it in this bragging way. "I supply for my kids. I do." I said, what are you saying it like that for? You're supposed to. You know what I mean? You're acting like you're going above and beyond what a father's supposed to do.
Right.
You know, trade, sit, make money, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Add more accounts, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Add more accounts, make more money, rinse, repeat. Right?
Question. So what you're saying when you trade with this micro is hold longer?
You're able to hold longer because you're on a micro.
Okay.
I don't care how many years you've been trading or how good a trader you are. We are still human beings with emotions, right? So if I'm sitting here and I see $1,000 loss or $2,000 loss, it can take the wind right out of you, right? Or $800 loss. And it's difficult to come back from that loss, right?
Right.
But when I say hold longer, E-Man, you're holding longer not just because it's a micro, you're basing it on what's in front of you, the data that's in front of you.
And, me and you, we've never had this conversation. I'm glad you brought it up, but...
We had this conversation a million times.
No, I'm talking about this here. Saying that's what I've noticed about trading. That's why I brought it up a minute ago. I don't think 150 is the winning strategy.
I can't hear you. Well, you fell out.
That's what I was saying. I don't think 150 is the winning strategy. That's what I was telling Mike a minute ago. So like right now, my trade been all the way down to like $270, $300, and it just came and let me out literally like 15 seconds ago.
But if you even saying you're trading 270, you still have to base that on something. You're still basing it on a number like Mike is basing his on 150. What are you basing yours on?
No, what I'm saying is we were speaking about taking it at 150 negative, and I was like, every time I build my account up, taking it at 150 is just keep dropping me back. I'm spinning my wheels, so I need to hold my trades a little longer, which is what the only way I win.
So based on what?
You saying why I feel I should hold my trades a little longer?
No, I'm saying maybe you should hold your trade, but I'm saying, what are you basing your trades holding it longer on? Because you're basing it on 150 keeps making your account go down. That's not a strategy. You have to base it on the data that's in front of you. You understand what I mean?
You're saying that some trades are worth holding longer, but some trades you got to see that you're not going to get anymore, and you got to get out with just a little.
With a little, or with a loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. But I think that's where the missing link in your plan, Mike. That's what I think. I could be wrong, right?
No,
I could
you're
be wrong, but I watch you, and I do watch you. Don't think I don't. You know what I mean? Because I want to come back with the right information for anybody that's having an issue. And I noticed a couple of times when we got out of a trade, you stayed in, you wanted more, you got caught on the wrong side, right? You know, again, 99% of this could be solved if you put yourself back to when you first started trading and said, futures is new, let me learn how to trade futures, so I'm going to go in with a smaller lot size. And what you don't, and the thing I was just writing about, the time illusion, that video I showed you.
Yep.
It's going to happen with futures. You might think I've already been trading it for a month or two, I don't want to go back. But all you might need is a week of micros, and then you might compound yourself into standard lots a week from now and pass your test a week from then. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you have to get your confidence back up, because what you said a few minutes ago, you said, I don't think I'm trading anymore. I'm not in the right frame of mind. Right? Well, who would be? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I would be in the same frame of mind as you if I had the same thing. You come here to make money. You came here to pass these tests, right? You're trading standard lots and I'm trading micros. I'm going to pass my test. And again, it's not because I'm a better trader. It's just because I kind of figured out, and I traded standard lots. Don't get me wrong. I traded standard lots, and I realized I'm fucking this up. I was fucking up my counts on standard lots, and I said, "Wait a minute, I better check myself. Go back to preschool, right, until I understand what I'm doing with futures, because this is new to me. It ain't my hedging strategy. I got to figure out now how to deal with stop loss shit, which I haven't had to do in 20 years, right?
Right.
So just take all of that in consideration when you lay down today, and kind of figure out where you really need to be. Because again, I think you're concerned. You got a couple of things, and you cannot trade under pressure. That's number one. You can't come to the trading desk with pressure on your back. When you say, "Oh man, my wife wants me to pass," she's getting on she's getting on me about passing this. You can't bring that to the trading desk. You understand? Because they don't give a shit what your problems are.
Yeah.
You can't bring this. I got to pay my mortgage. I got to make this money today. If you bring that when you sit down, you are done. You're just done, right? You wrote the thing, your emotional brain left, and the other one came in.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you bring that to the table.
Yeah.
Every day is a new day. When you sit down, you should be sitting down with a clean head, no stress, no pressure. Your goal is $500. Try to make your goal. Look at the data, input the data, rearrange the data if you have to, trade what you see. You'll leave with some money.
Yeah.
I didn't make a lot of money. 265 is a bad day for me, but it's a good day for me because I didn't lose any money, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even trade spot gold because I didn't like the way it looked at all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, some days you win and some days you don't make you don't do anything. But some days you win, some days you lose. That's not the option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
No,
not
this is gold. This is
yeah, it's not like some days you win, some days you lose. No. Some days you win, some days you don't make any money. That's the rule, right?
Right.
So, and again, I'm gonna stress this to you again. Go to micros, try it for a week, and you be surprised that it might realign your brain
Yeah.
or reset your brain to a winning state of mind. Because right now you're not in a winning state of mind. You're not even in a protection state of mind, meaning protecting the account.
Yeah.
You're in a complete what the fuck's going on state of mind.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's the worst place to be. You know, because when if we don't have this conversation, you will come back tonight and you'll be in that same state of mind.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I fucked up today. I got to figure out what I'm doing now.
Exactly. No,
That's-
I appreciate this so much. This is gold. I thank you.
You're welcome, man. All right, I'm gonna call it for the day.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna come back. About
I'm gonna come back
1:30.
before 2:00 too. 1:30.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm just gonna use the same link from this morning's Zoom meeting.
Okay,
so
cool.
If anybody wants to come back at 1:30 for the FOMC meeting notes, I'll be here.
Cool.
Yeah, but
okay.
Eman, base your exit strategy on something other than you gotta base it on the data that's in front of you.
Yep. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, you're gonna wind up taking bigger losses, and again, you're never gonna catch up. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, fellas.
All right. See
right.
you.
See you, man.
Bye.
See everybody. All right.